Welcome back to part 2 of my Q&A. We're going to kick straight back to the questions, with the first question of this part being from Scarlett Ward, and she asks, can you recommend a good book? Now, from my collection of poetry books, I think the book that I will have to recommend the most is Caroline Bird in These Days of Prohibition. Now, this book is really good because the poems in here, they can be hilarious, sad, shocking, and everything in between. It was actually one of the first books I ever got from Hit the Ode when it moved to the Hippodrome. Let me just say Gold from the Stone was my very first poetry book, and it was from Hit the Ode, and my very first one. And Caroline Bird in These Days of Prohibition was one of the very first free poetry books I got when it moved to the Hippodrome. So yeah, I recommend getting that book. Next question. Matt Hammond says, do you listen to any music when you write? Maybe. It depends on the mood I'm in, and it depends on what music I'm listening to. It can be like speed, heavy metal, punk, pop, any of that. It's a mix of everything, basically. My Spotify is varied with music. But yeah, Libby Joy asks, what poets inspire you? Liam Priestall, because he's an amazing friend. He's one of the very first poets I ever met. He has a book, Bennett Hill Blues. You have to get it. If you want to get some inspiration on doing some poetry, you have to get that book because it's absolutely amazing. True Mendes, she's a rapper but a poet. Her music is so deep. Her lyrics are so deep. You can actually imagine a story being born in your head from the actual lyrics themselves. And Amira Saleh, because if I never met Amira, she's the very first person I ever met related to spoken word. If I never ever met Amira, then there'd be no poetry, no Mickey Alley, no review window, no performance videos, no nothing. I wouldn't be in front of this camera if it wasn't for her. Right? I have so much respect and love for her too. And she knows that. I'm like very good friends too. So yeah. Emma Pershouse asks, if you could be an animal for 50 minutes, what would it be? I think it would have to be a bat. Because you can hang around, because you'd sleep all day. I don't know why, but I just find it really cool, and you can just fly around. And flying's cool. I mean, who here hasn't always dreamed that they wanted to fly? Nick Lovell asks, if you could be any breed of dog permanently, what would you be? I have to look back to my own dog because he's a bull mastiff cross a Shar-Pei Staffy, so it has to be either one of those two or both. Or bulldogs, because bulldogs are like the animal breed of England or Britain, because of the British Bulldog, this pro wrestler, Davey Boy Smith. He actually brought his own dog to the ring. I think he called it Matilda, and that was mad. But yeah, Scott Cowley asks, what 3 words would best describe you? Informative, because I know a lot about spoken word nights. Charming, because I'm a very nice man. And powerful, because my poetry can be very powerful. Examples of The Sounds of War, Autistic Lifestyle, or Fuck Donald Trump. Steve Pottinger asks, if a genie popped up in front of you, what 3 wishes would you ask? I wish for a teleporter that I can activate with a snap of my fingers to take me anywhere I want. Eternal life, because who doesn't want that? And lightning reactions, because I can imagine the possibilities of having lightning reactions, just catching flies with your eyes with your fingers, or avoiding punches just by your hand like this. That. But yeah. Clive Osman asks, if there was a fight between an elephant the size of a man and a man the size of an elephant, who would win? It's a two-edged sword for me. if I went for the size of the elephant, it would have to be because of his tusks. But if I went for the man, the size of an elephant, it would have to be because of his height and his power and his speed too. Or maybe maybe the elephant would have the speed as well. Whichever way works. Dave Pitt asks, what advice would you give to your 8-year-old self? Be careful what you say, and be careful of what you do. Because I can remember in high school I actually had some really bad times. Aside from the bullying and everything, I actually got into a fight as well, and I actually had to have and I was actually suspended for 1 day. I think they called it a cooling off day, and I was mad too. But yeah, I think I actually broke the guy's nose, when I hit him. But it was worth it. I mean, if you found out what happened, I'm not gonna get into it, but if you knew what happened, right, then you understand. My friend Holly DeFern, my good friend Holly DeFern, asks, where do you write your poetry? Here. This is where I write my poetry. In my bedroom. When I'm writing stuff, it's my writer's room. When I'm playing on my PS3, it's my gaming room. When I'm recording videos, it's my studio. And same when I'm listening to songs. When I'm reading or eating my books or my binders with Mind, Body, and Spirit magazines, it's my library. It can be anything I want. And when I'm putting stuff up on my walls, it's like a museum. If you saw, right, the amount of stuff that I put up on my own walls, you'd be mad. And the final question is, what in life are you most grateful for? Family, friends, poetry, the spoken word community, college, and other stuff related to that. That is a lot of stuff that I'm grateful for. But yeah, and that is it for the Q&A. So as always, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, share this to your friends. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, I'm Mickey Allen on there, and you can follow me on Facebook as well, AngelPoet365, all that good stuff, and yeah. So, that is it for this Q&A, and this is the Angel Poet Mickey Allen saying, I will see you guys in a review wind down, or a performance video, real soon. Oh, I actually did mention there'll be no review wind down this week. I'm actually doing a review wind down next weekend. I can't do it this weekend because of things popping up. So I'm sorry about that, but it will have to come next weekend. But yeah. Bye.